Good morning, esteemed viewers. Hope we had a peaceful night rest. Many thanks for joining us again on Good Morning Africa on your favorite station, Housing TV Africa, in the nation's capital, Abuja. This is a show where we discuss current issues in the country and beyond Nigeria. I am Confidence Ruben. I'm not here alone. My co-host is here with me.
Hi, good morning, Confidence. How are you doing?
I'm good.
It's good to have you again on the program. It's always a nice time, being with you on the program.
Same
Every day is a
here.
beautiful
Same
day.
here.
And I love the brown dress with the black. It's looking
Okay.
so nice this
Thank
day.
you. And you're not looking bad either.
Thank you very much.
So, how was your night?
Well, my night was good. I slept well. It's a new day with a new
Of
drive. I
course,
would
it's a
just
new
say
week.
that.
Yeah.
Yes,
And we
that's
ought to
true.
start the week in a positive mood. All right,
Yeah.
viewers, let's quickly take our charge for the week, which is the I Can Make It segment. And when we come back, our guest will be joining us to discuss a very vital topic that has to do with branding. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
A very warm, sunshiny, promising, excellent, delicious, confident good morning to all our viewers out there. I trust you all slept well, and I'm here again to talk to you about something that's very, very precious. And I want to talk about value. VALUE, value. Now, just walk along with me for a second, right? Let's say a bottle of water costs 200 naira in the market. And you go to a hotel and the cost is 500 naira. And probably go to the airport and it's probably 700 naira. Now, you would wonder, it's the same content, it's the same size, but why the difference in price? You know what? It is the value that has been placed on that environment over time that has given it that stamp of approval to place such amount of value on its products or content, as it were. Now, let's bring that closer to home, okay? You, as a human being, full of versatility, full of ideas, full of so much beauty and worth. Just imagine how much value you place on yourself. And guess what? There's no price tag to that. It is priceless. So if you place a certain amount of value on yourself within your given geographical location, within your environment, within your immediate space, that is how much people around you will value you. So, whatever you put in is what you're going to give out. After all, there's a computer terminology, garbage in, garbage out, GIGO. And if you spend your time putting in what matters, when you meet other people, you're networking or chit-chatting with friends or family or strangers, it won't take long before they know where to place you, okay? Because the average human being knows what to say, knows when to say what he or she says. And trust me, as human beings, we're probably 70-80% intentional about what we say, what we do. If you actually place value on value, if you place worth on worth, you tread the path of making yourself a better person. Remember what I said about the water bottle? Still the same size, still the same content, but the price goes higher and higher depending on where the bottle is placed or sold. So when the time comes for you to display yourself, probably in front of an audience, in front of a committee, in front of a program, wherever that is. People sitting and watching and listening to you, what is that value they're going to place on you? It is vital, it is important that we take our time to groom ourselves so that we can have a long-lasting impression that is valuable, that matters in the long run. We need to build ourselves. We need to surround ourselves with things and people that matter. Because in the long run, you matter. I matter. In the long run, people desire value around them. There are a lot of people walking around clueless. They don't know what to make of themselves. But here you are taking out time to pour into yourself, taking out time to better yourself, taking out time to place value on yourself. Priceless value. It could come with a price tag sometimes. Before you misunderstand, this is what I mean. For instance, if you're a public speaker, if you're a master of ceremony, definitely you need to be paid for the job. Okay? So, it depends on how much you prepare yourself. That could also determine the negotiation brought to the table. I just want to encourage us. What time do you spend? What amount of time do you spend in putting into yourself things that really count and things that really matter? So that at the end of the day, you showcase yourself and people are like, wow, no wonder he isolated himself for so long. No wonder she isolated herself for so long. Because if you want to place value and worth on yourself, you need to be willing to take out time and set yourself apart to build your inner man, to build yourself. And that way, people will be willing to identify with you. What are you going to do with this piece of information given to you this morning? I just want to say, place value on yourself. You can never regret it. Until next time, keep on winning.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts. On Facebook, Housing TV Africa. On Twitter, Housing TV Africa. Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.
Glad to have you join us here on Good Morning Africa on Housing TV Africa. This is still that program that discusses issues, that trending issues in the society. And today, like every other morning, we are here with a brand new topic. And if you're just joining us, you haven't missed much, like my colleague will always say. So today we are going to be discussing brand building in a saturated digital economy. And before we move forward and begin the discussion and also introduce our guest who is going to throw more light on this, let's just take a look at what all of this entails. In today's hyper-connected digital landscape, brand building is no longer just about visibility. It's about meaningful differentiation, with thousands of businesses competing for attention across digital platforms. The market has become saturated and consumer attention spans are shorter than ever. In this environment, only brands with a clear identity, authentic voice, and consistent value proposition can rise above the noise. To thrive, brands must go beyond traditional marketing tactics. They need to build trust, emotional connection, and community. This means creating content that resonates, telling stories that inspire, and delivering experiences that align with consumer values, leveraging data personalization and emerging technologies like AI can give brands an edge, but the foundation remains human credibility, purpose, and empathy. And we have in the studio a brand strategist who is going to be telling us what we need to know. He is a professional in this field and has been working in this particular field for some time. His name is Jones Patrick. It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Hello,
much.
Jones.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you very
Yes.
much.
You're welcome.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's good to see vibrant young people who are in this sector, making impact and making moves. I would like to say well done.
Thank you very
The
much.
concept
Thank
alone
you.
is for young-minded beings now.
You know
You
now.
will find it difficult to see, older people in this kind of, this kind of business. So it's for the young people.
You don't want to say what you're not sure of. Maybe after this we just do a statistics
No,
to see
like
if we can.
much of young people are into this branding. Will you agree with me?
No, sure,
Of course.
100%.
Okay. So let's just go straight into the point for
Okay.
today and the topic. Just like the topic I say, brand building in saturated digital economy. And just before we move forward to the main topic, let's just know what brand building entails. What is it all about?
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah.
Welcome.
So first of all, before we dive deep, you have to understand what is branding. That's the genesis, right? We can't just jump into
Brand building.
brand building if you don't understand the core value that actually holds branding as a whole, right? So first of all, what is branding? Branding is very, very simple. I know a lot of people have different definition of branding. First, they will tell you branding is your logo, branding is your color, branding is your message. But all this, that's not branding.
Okay.
Yes.
It's beyond that.
Yes. That's just an element of branding.
Okay.
Branding is what people say when you are not in the room.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like your behavior.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I believe you have like 2 or 3 friends that if you pick your phone today and call them, you are rest assured they will not pick at first call.
That's true.
That's branding.
Yes.
That's their own personality, right? So branding is like the act and science of changing perception. So that's branding.
Okay.
So back to your question. What's the question again?
What does brand building entail?
Now, generally, yeah, especially in this part of the world, the reason why you notice most young guys are diving deep into branding, and if you go online, you hear the message of branding actually flying here and there, is because there's a gap in this part of the world, right? So branding is, like I said earlier, is what people say about your business, your personality when you are not in the room. Then you use your logo, your colors to actually combine them together. I don't know if you understand.
Okay.
So that's basically, in the simple term, that's what branding actually entails.
All right.
The topic is brand building in a saturated digital economy.
Yes.
Brand building is a different concept. Digitization is a different concept.
Okay.
Now, how are the two intertwined? How do
Yes.
how do the two work one hand in hand?
Now, the reason being that presently
Okay.
everything is going digital.
That's true.
Gone are the days when we use traditional way of doing adverts, right? For example, I believe I'm not too old, right? But I could remember vividly when you wake up in the morning around 5 and you hear some voice with microphone, give your life to Christ, all those stuff, right?
Still happening.
Yeah, but if you compare the movement
Yeah. So now.
to now, you notice
That's
all of them go through Facebook,
Yeah, social
YouTube.
media.
So
Yeah.
that's the growth, right? That's the growth. It's a train that is moving,
Okay.
and if you don't go along with the train, you'll be left behind.
Okay.
So basically, that's just the bridge between the two of them, right? If you want to grow, you have to embrace the digital aspect of what is happening right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
basically.
I'd like to go back to what you defined as branding. You said it's what people say about you when you're not there, about maybe your product, your service when you're not there.
Yeah.
And now looking at digitalization, how do we achieve this with digital economy, with AI, with the whole technology fiesta that is ongoing now? How can we be able to achieve that? How can we be able to, just get, I don't want to say feedback, but be able to see that, okay, our brand is doing well, even with the whole digitization, everything.
Yeah.
We are a brand. People are able to say something, we're able to get that feedback from them when we are not there.
Now, you have to build your brand. Branding is a long-term game, right? It's not something you just want to build today and deliver tomorrow. And in so doing, you have to be intentional about building your brand. Now, in order to give people this perception about you, there's this personality you have to bring out, right? Let's assume, for instance, if I'm not the one coming here to speak today, let's assume the president is coming here to speak today. Do you know the protocol and the arrangement will be different?
Of course.
That is his personality, right? That is his brand, right? So, in order for you to do that, there are a lot of stuff you have to put in place to make that happen. First of all, you have to be clear with your story, right? It's not just about making money. What value are you giving, right? What value are you giving? If I buy a product from you, how do I feel when I buy the product? It's not about the money, because in this present world, people are looking for community to join. So now you have the people, the Android versus Apple, right? iPhone versus Samsung.
Yeah.
You have OPay versus MoneyPoint. These are all competition. People decide to choose a particular brand, right? That they will just feel, okay, I belong to this community. So basically, in order to do that, you have to be intentional. Now, as a startup business, for instance, you want to build a brand. So what is my goal when building a brand? Am I going there to just make money? Yes, you make money for a short period of time. But in the long run, people will like, you know what? This guy is not trustworthy. If I come to your shop today because you don't make money, in quote, you lock your shop, let me go and flex. I come tomorrow and this shop is locked. I may come the third time, I may buy. But trust me, the next time, if I come back there, I'll just like, you know what, let me just look for somebody else. Because you are not stable. You are not serious, right? So that's your brand. It's not the logo. Like I said earlier, if you notice, I've not mentioned logo. I'm just telling you what actually happened at the back end. But in this part of the world, we just believe, oh, mommy can brand. Let me rebrand. Then you change your logo, change your color, and the whole business still remain the same. You understand? Like I said, branding is not your logo. It's not your color, right? It's you. Like that's in personal branding now. It's you. In corporate branding, it's your entire company as a whole, right? What is the story you're telling people out there? So basically, that's.
So in other words, branding entails, it goes beyond logo, changing your concepts every year, changing the name of your business. All right. Okay, let's talk about customer experience. How important is it in terms of sustaining brand loyalty online? Because everything we are doing now is digital, right? So how important is customer experience when it comes to, sustaining brand loyalty online?
Okay, that's a very important question. Now, customer experience, right, is branding. Do you get? Is branding. Now, it's not about your product being cheap, right? It's the experience you give them after I buy your product. I don't know if you understand. The experience around, for example, I walk into your shop, the way you welcome me, the way you talk to me, the environment, the values and the principle and the philosophy of the organization, all those stuff actually combine together. Right? All those stuff actually combine together to give you this experience. Can I pause?
You can continue.
Okay. So basically, that's the whole stuff. Now, in order to build loyalty, That's the question, yeah? In order to build loyalty, you have to be very clear. What am I bringing out? Right? What am I giving out? That's number one. Number two, you have to tell a story. What story am I telling people? Because when you make people feel like, okay, you know what? I don't know how to figure life, right? I don't know how to do this stuff, but I think I have a way I can maneuver life to come up with something good. If you are ready, join me. People are ready to join you. People want to see your backups, they want to see your story, how you build your product. They want to see the face behind the product, not just the product. We want to know if you are real. We want to connect with you emotionally, right? That's when people trust you. Because trust in branding is one of the key points. People have to trust you, right? So.
All right. So right now, let's talk about how emerging brands can differentiate themselves from competitors. Because in the let me say the brand market or the entrepreneurial market or just in the labor force alone, you know, almost everyone is doing the same thing. I can be, maybe let's say I want to start a catering business now. Someone is catering already, so I already have competitors, people who are there, and funny enough too, they are also utilizing the online space and the benefits it comes with, which I'm also going to tap into. So how do I stay on afloat? How do I stay in the game with all these competitors? You know, for someone who will be thinking that way.
Okay.
And even stand out.
That's the word.
Yeah,
you have to stand out.
Yeah.
Now, let me give you a brief. Imagine you walk into a room and you have like 50 persons wearing white shirt, and there's just one person wearing black. Let's be honest. Who will your attention go to first?
The person in black.
The person in black, not the person on the people with the white. For the fact that everybody is shouting, you have to be different. You can't join them to shout. You must say something, right?
Yes.
So imagine like you walk into a party, everybody is shouting, then you hear somebody mention your name. Immediately you turn to the person. That's how you stand out. For the fact that you are coming into a business that is already working, that's your plus advantage. You understand their mistakes, their gaps, how to bridge those gaps. Basically, then you come with your own story and be consistent, right? That's the difference. You can't be like them. You can't use their whole business structure and strategy. You have to be different. And in order to be different doesn't mean you do something different. It's just saying something more meaningfully or speaking to these people in the language they understand. Do you get? So that's basically it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doing something different and not following the crowd.
Not following the crowd.
Okay.
Just be you.
Let's talk about the factors or challenges, that affect proper brand building in this saturated digital economy. What are the factors or challenges that affect brand building?
I think in Nigeria, especially in the way we run business here,
Okay.
when you mention brand, a lot of people get that statement, like there's this misconception about the word branding, right? There's a personal brand that deals with we human, like personal brand. There's business brand.
Okay.
You have to differentiate the two. Some of the factors actually hindering like the whole stuff right now is the fact that we lack the knowledge of branding,
Okay.
right? For the fact that one of your uncle gave you 20 million naira, you just want to start business and you just jump into the business. Let me give you a very practical story. So there was a time I went to a restaurant. I saw this restaurant. It was a very good restaurant. I love the structure of the restaurant. So I just went there and now I just saw the whole general branding of the place. I'm not comfortable with it. I walked to the manager. I said, can I meet the owner of this brand? They said, yeah, sure. He's sitting there. I went there. I met him. I said, sir, my name is so, and I noticed this stuff is actually booming, but I'm just based on my calculation and data. In less than 2-3 years, you run out of market. He was very angry. Like,
Wow.
yeah, he was very angry.
Prophet
But
of doom.
no, I'm not giving you. I understand.
No,
That's what he saw
that
you
was,
as.
that was
Yeah,
what he
like,
said and
because-
having in his mind.
Based on his preparation, based on his set, like his analysis were very, very on point, according to him. But I told him, see, your branding stuff is wrong. You have a very poor structure when it comes to branding, right? Then when I say branding, like I said, it's not, I can just, like for the restaurant now, you have to talk to a brand strategist to give you the building, how do you build a restaurant? All these things matters, right? So one of the faults I noticed, the windows are very small, right? The windows are very small, all the windows. So when you walk into the inside is very fine, but the objective here, people want, especially in this part of the world, people want to flex, want to show. So why not make the windows very big?
Spacious.
Why not use glass so that people outside can see inside? People inside can, okay, let me eat so that this guy feel like they chop for you. Do you get? That was what I told him, and I said, okay, you know what? In order for me to just help you, I did some little adjustments with the logo, with their flyers. I did those stuff for free. Yes, I did those stuff for free. I gave him, I printed some flyers. I say, next time, use this kind of flyer. I'll be very honest with you. He got like 30% increase in less than 2 months based on the strategy I gave him. Now, the difficulties you have with that guy was the fact that he was so greedy. Now, normally what you should have done is like, okay, fine, I've tested your idea. What's the next step?
Yeah.
Do you get? This-
Probably he had the mindset that if he should ask you what's the next step, you will want to bill him.
No, I can work with your budget, right? But this is what he did. He capitalized on those flyers that I designed. He redesigned them. He reprinted them. But what I did was, there was a trend I noticed that was going on. It is a
Restaurant.
yes, with restaurant, and the restaurant was close to a student environment.
Wow, that's market proximity.
So now you understand. I did the design.
That's a gold mine.
I did the design. I didn't just give him the design. I posted the design on most of the student platform
Wow, for free.
for free. Do you get? I just want to prove to him that what I'm saying is
Yeah,
not
you're
just
being practical.
yeah, this is the practical. And he got a whole lot of people, and he thought maybe it's just the flyer. So he reprinted the flyer behind my back,
Okay.
and he distributes everything. And trust me, as I speak to you now, the place is closed down. As I speak to you right now.
Okay.
Wow.
So you are right now you're giving us talking about how most people don't really think so much about brand when trying
They're
to
not
the branding
receptive.
aspect of the whole business when trying to set up a business and everything. But and truth be told, it's not the first thing that comes to an entrepreneur's mind at that moment. Let's
Yeah.
just say, and let me just put an entrepreneur. So a business person, my business is just thinking of how, okay, let me get a space, deliver my products and everything. So in what ways are this particular information really available to people? And if they're actually available, how can they be able to access this information? Because we are saying this now, but for, let's say, even the mama put that is down the street, she also needs, I'm sure she needs branding for her own particular business. But and this information, I'm sure she's not so much aware of that asset because she's just thinking of how she make her profit and
Yeah,
start the
just the
next
money
day.
aspect as well.
Yeah, I get the point, and that's why we actually we are trying to come up with a lot of strategy. It's not just for the big boys. Branding is not just for the big boys, right? Now there's this quote I posted that actually got a lot of people's attention. I said, stop focusing on copying Apple's brand strategy. Go to that malam at your street that maintain customers for 20 years. Learn branding from him.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Because for somebody to run a business, let's use Mama Put for instance, she run a business for 20 years.
Okay.
There must be something that she's doing.
Differently. Okay.
Do you get? That's her branding.
And most especially, it's not in a very so serene
Yeah.
environment.
Thank you.
But she has the customer.
There's
Very
something.
local.
There's something she's doing that she was able to sustain, or she can sustain her customers for more than 20 years.
Yeah.
Do you get? So you go there and learn from her, right? So these are stuff you are trying to put in place. It's
You
not.
agree with me, so many people won't do that because they see that mama put as very, very local.
No, you
And
don't.
to them, they feel there is nothing they can learn
Because just
from
okay,
such,
if I'm
you know,
to
an
get if I'm to
entrepreneur.
get actually money right now to start up a business, the truth is, it won't be branding first that will be on my mind. We're thinking of, okay, how do we set up? How do we
That's
set
that's
The
the
capital,
that's
how much
that's
do I
just
invest and
that's
all
the
that?
problem. You have to, when you are actually giving yourself, like, yeah, okay, this money is for this money. Trust me, you have to include branding.
Branding.
You have to include branding. The reason being that it helps you. It's easier. You don't need to fail.
Okay.
At least you fail. No, not like fail in quotes, sorry.
Yeah.
Like you go through challenges
Yes.
when running your business. But what branding will do, it will just help you elevate some of those challenges. There's this quote I normally use. I say there's no shortcut in life, right? But there are faster vehicles,
Okay.
right? So branding is the faster vehicle for a business.
To business. Wow. Wow. Okay. All right, viewers, I'm sure you're having a sore time, you know, on the topic building brands in a saturated digital economy with our amiable guest, Jones Patrick. Let's quickly go on a short break, and when we come back, we will be, you know, having more hints, or he'll be throwing more lights on how to build brands in a saturated digital economy. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Get credible and authentic housing news at your fingertips by downloading the Housing TV mobile app. You can also join the African International Housing Show live from across the globe through the Housing TV mobile app. The mobile app features live streaming and trending housing news. You can locate the AIHS venue via the app, network with AIHS seasoned speakers, and live chat with exhibitors. You can also order house or building materials at AIHS via this app. Download the Housing TV mobile app now from the App Store and Google Play Store. And don't forget to click on the notification button. Available for both iOS and Android users. Housing TV is also on Star Times, channel 149 decoder.
Welcome back, esteemed viewers. If you're just joining us, well, you haven't missed much. The conversation is still ongoing, and it is still brand building in a saturated digital economy. We are discussing how brands can be built in a saturated digital economy. Now, Jones Patrick, how can brands maintain consistency? Because you will agree with me that, okay, let's use the fashion industry as a case study. We have Toby Stitches, we have G-Wet Stitches, we have Desire Couture, still repeating
Atelier.
the same concept. So how can these brands maintain consistency since they are repeating the same
Collections
concepts, the same
and
collection,
all
the
that.
same designs, and it goes beyond the fashion industry. Even
The confectionery and
Exactly.
catering industry, you
So,
see cakes
how
and
can
more.
these brands keep up with consistency if they keep repeating the same concept?
Now, that's a very important question. Very, very important question. Do you know why? Now, I know Nigeria is going through a lot of challenges right now, right? We are still evolving as a country. So people are trying to start up businesses for themselves, right? Now, so that's why you see a lot of people, we have these stitches, that stitches, and all that, speaking the same language, shouting in the crowd. So nobody's coming out with a different perspective of this whole stuff. And guess you can like stand with me, or when you see a brand that stand like is very different from what these guys are doing, you notice in a short period of time this brand just boom. People are tired
They want
of
something-
hearing the same thing,
They want something fresh.
right? People are tired, and people pretend a lot. Now we live in a world where, for example, you want to post, you have to edit, filter. And trust me, people don't like, we want your originality. We want to connect with you, right? Emotionally. We want to know how you struggle when getting materials, right? So let me use a fashion design, for instance. If you're into fashion design, why not just tell us, I'm going to the market today, these are my struggle. People want to see behind the scene,
Okay.
right? Understand how this you fight for materials, how you source for your materials. These are story you are telling your audience.
Okay. And it's
Now,
adding to your brand.
yes, it's adding, because branding and story actually go hand to
Hand in hand.
Now you can't just start something randomly, right, without telling us a story. People want to like feel this, finally she understand me.
Yeah.
That's how the customer wants. That's the experience they want. Finally, this person really understand what I want, right? So being consistent, for instance, you have to first of all have your structure, your brand DNA in place first. Then you have to be consistent. Let me use an example. For example, if you are a person, right? You are you,
Yes.
and you have your own values as a person. You have your own principles, your philosophy as a person. But the way you communicate with your mom is different from the way you communicate to your best friend.
True.
But you are still the same person.
Okay. Yeah.
So, right? So consistency is not repeating the same thing. No, consistency is like, okay, I'm speaking the same value, the same principle in different languages.
Okay.
So when you do that, right, it's easier for people to see you. Like I said, the market is too saturated. If you can stand out with a different story, being consistent, and show us a true value, people will choose you.
Okay. Right now, I want us to talk on the issue of personal branding. We've talked about branding when it comes to your branding, your business, and all that. But let's talk about branding, personal branding. Branding, let's say you as the CEO, in order to build trust and even visibility. And yes, you spoke about trust, building trust, and also engagement and everything. So, merging it with the digital space right now, what kind of content do you think one can create, especially someone who is starting up, that will be able to, create that bond of trust between him and the customers?
It's very simple. Clarity.
Okay.
You have to be clear, right? Now, building personal brand, or because you are starting up, what kind of content do you want to put out there? Just be you. Just be real. That's the truth. Because if you try to copy in the long run, you forget yourself,
Okay.
right? So you have to be real. People want to see the real self. Now, let me just move into personal branding, for instance.
Okay.
Now, if you, maybe because of the program, maybe after the program, you can just go and do a mini research. Now, check, for instance, most of CEOs that have their Instagram page, for instance, and their personal Instagram page and their company page. Just go and compare. Their personal page has more followers than the company page.
Because people want to
Why?
see.
Let me see how you eat in the morning. Let me see how you go to gym in the morning. Let me see this human being.
In the family.
Do you get? Let me see how you communicate. Like I said, people want to belong to a community. In quotes, gang. Let me have
Family
this
members.
And they want
gang.
to be engaged.
Did you get? So that's the whole process you can just go through. It's very simple. You have to be clear. Stay true to your story, like I said earlier, to your story, give value, and be consistent. Basically, that's it.
So what you are saying is brand builders shouldn't follow trends.
No. In fact, one thing about trend, one of the challenges I have with trend,
Okay.
trend comes with its own people. When the trend pass, those people go. Just few people will just stay. Right? Now, there's this story I normally like tell people when they ask me about should I go with this trend. When my customer like, this trend is actually moving, should I jump into the trend? There's two things I ask you. First, does this align with your brand DNA? Right? If this trend actually aligns with your brand DNA, go with it. If it does not go with your brand DNA, just leave it. And let me tell you this story. I remember, for those who are of Christian, there's a story in the Bible, King Solomon and Queen of Sheba. I don't know. So King Solomon is a very successful king. Queen of Sheba wants to test Solomon's wisdom. So she came with goods, she came with spices, and she came with even foreign gods. Solomon has a structure that is working for him. He has a system that is working for him. instead of Solomon to filter what Queen of Sheba brought as a gift, he took everything in. And in the long run, it affects his role. Right? As that's what brand do these days. Brand actually see a trendy strategy, a trendy stuff, and they embrace it. And they didn't vet it through their brand DNA to understand, does this actually align with my brand? If it does, then you embrace it. If it does not, then it will. That's why most brands actually fail.
Okay.
And you need to even ascertain, will this trend, will it have a long-term effect or a short-term effect on my brands?
That's why it's called trend. Trend is something short.
Short-term, right?
Okay, still on the issue of trend, I want you now to talk about I don't call it issue, but the topic of brand ambassadorship. Because you are a brand strategist, I'm sure, yes, you've had a few people you've consulted with when it comes to their business and everything. And what I want you to give your opinion about the issue of brand ambassadorship. Maybe situations where they engage influencers or certain individuals just to boost sales and promote the product. Because you have talked about going with the trend at all for most of the times it's not really good. And brand ambassadorship it's a bit trendy, if I may say so, and which seems very important, that seems very and has found its space in the society. So for you as a brand strategist, what would you have to say about this?
It's a very, very important question. Do you know why? Most brand, they tend to collaborate with influencers, right? To promote maybe a certain kind of product. The disadvantage with that is some of these influencers, in the long run, they have issues, maybe scandals, some other kind of. So that's automatically, anybody that see that influencers, it connects the influencer with your brand. It's just like dating, right? You want to date somebody. The first thing you do is, does this person's align with my value, right? Does this person actually align with my principle? Do you understand? So before you go into dating, you can't just jump into. So it still boils down to when I say you have to look for influencers that align with your DNA, your brand value, right? And you understand that, okay, this person actually align, because it is a two-way thing. It's just like a two-sided coin. If this influencer is okay with my brand, it will give you a good opportunity. It will open you to his community or her community, right? And from there you gain more maybe business and all that. But if you go the other way around, you face a whole lot of like
Business will go down.
So you have to study the influencers. I don't know if I've done justice to this question.
Yes,
Yeah,
you have.
okay.
You have done that
Are
so
there,
far.
are there digital channels that promotes, brand growth?
Okay. This question is very tricky,
Okay.
and I have to be very honest with you. I don't think there is any specific channel you can use to promote your brand. What I will advise is try 1, 2, 3, right? And you notice which of these 3 give me more views, give me more sales. Then you capitalize on that one. For example, if you are very good with writing, you can do email marketing. You can write newsletters. You can go on X and you post there. That may be your own strength. You can use that for your business. If you are good with videos, like to run, you can go on YouTube Shorts. You can do a YouTube video. I don't know if you understand. Yeah, so you have to understand, where is my audience? Where is my customer? Where are they? Then you look for them. Then you speak to their language.
Thank you very much, Patrick, for coming on the program and shedding more light on this. This has really been a good one. So lastly, before we let you go, just a word, a take home for business people who are watching this program, entrepreneurs, and people who are about to start up their business. Just something from a brand strategy, the heart of a brand strategist, to that of our viewers, something for them to take home this day.
No, actually, we have talked about a whole lot of stuff. But in summary, in order for you to build a brand that actually lasts, that stand the test of time, you have to be authentic, right? You have to be very authentic with your message. It's not by following trend, like I said. It's not by jumping on any trend that you see. You have to be authentic with your message. And in order to do that, you have to tell a proper story about your brand. Show yourself and be consistent. You get the point.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Like
much.
you said, the word is authenticity.
Yeah.
Thank you once
you so
again for
much.
coming.
Yeah,
Thank
it was
you
nice
very much.
having you on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, viewers, this is where we wrap up on Good Morning Africa. I hope you had a swell time. Now I leave you with this in our guest voice. As a brand builder or upcoming brand builder, just be authentic, don't follow trends, and be consistent. Trust me, your brand will grow beyond your imagination. Many thanks for joining us on today's episode. I am Confidence Robin.
And I am Dorcas Chia. Thank you for staying glued to the program. Remember, you can follow this episode on our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on all our social media platforms. And just to be following back to back on all the details here on Housing TV Africa, you can download the Housing TV app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Keep watching Housing TV Africa, and bye for now.